made it lower.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna get the power plug installed on the 2020 GR Supra. So we'll get into more info about it right after we get it put in. It's a very easy install and gets you quite a bit more horsepower. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, so the first thing you need to do, as you've seen in a few of our other videos, you need to go ahead and remove the engine cover. It's a simple pull up of each corner of the cover and she pops right off. So we've already had the prototype version of this on the car. Now today we're gonna install the final version. We have already installed a piece of Velcro right here. There's a couple other places you could put the actual power module. You could put it underneath this panel. You could also put it underneath that panel over there. There's more than enough wire to run it in a few different positions. You just obviously want to keep it away from any moving objects. So first things we're gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this in its location. And this tube right here, you want to be very careful to push this little tab and go ahead and lift it up. Make a little bit of room. We're going to take each one of these wire looms, and in this area over here, we're going to go ahead and feed these through here. Then we're going to go ahead and take these and feed them through underneath this. We're going to go ahead and install the boost pressure sensor wiring on these. These plugs look very similar, but the plug that you're plugging into is specific to this black plug, which is the yellow. It's the 3-wire, 2 yellows with black. So if you look at it, it's pretty much identical. This only can go in one way. So you want the tab up and go ahead and snap her in to hear a little click. And on this side, this only goes one way as well. Just goes like that until you hear a click. And then we're gonna wanna go ahead and find a little place for this. Understand there's pulleys down here, so you don't wanna tuck any wires down in that region. Then we're gonna go up top. Pressure sensor, the manifold pressure sensor, also called the absolute manifold pressure sensor. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that. And then we'll take, and the same on this, it only plugs in one way. So you got 2 little clips. So if you see, it just clips right in. Take this with the clip up, like so, and clip her on in. And we'll tuck the wires here in a few. Then we're gonna go down to this one. I would go underneath this sensor, plug it in. Helps for tucking it away, which is the water pump. Push that on, only goes on one way. And again, this only goes on one way, so this doesn't go this way. You have to flip it around, clip that together, and it's all connected. Now we have all this wiring. So let's go ahead and tuck this all away. I tuck this so it's just sitting on here. And then with this one, I'm gonna take all these, and we take things off very frequently, so I'm not gonna zip tie this currently. So we're constantly testing new modules, different products, and I do suggest zip tying these things out of the way if it's a permanent feature on your car. Get it all nicely neat and tucked away. Make sure that this gets pushed back on. Be very careful with it. And that is how you install the power plug from Delicious Tuning. So I'll give it over to Malin and Bill, and they're gonna break it down for you.
All right, guys, we're here at Delicious Tuning. We've installed the power plug, and we're going to let Bill explain some of the features and benefits of the style that we decided to do this plug-in, or you decided.
So yeah, we decided to do a Bluetooth connection to it through an Android app or an Apple app. The Apple app's going to be out by the time you see this video. So you can switch between different modes on there. So we're going to have like a Valet Mode, we're going to have like a Stage 1 mode for 91 octane, one for 93 plus octane, and one probably for like a race gas map. On top of that, if any updates need to go out over time, you don't actually need to mail the module back to us. We will just send the update out over the app. So the app will actually get updates automatically, then you can just download them, just put them right into the module through our little app. That's pretty self-explanatory from there.
Yeah, you were showing me earlier, it takes literally like 2 seconds to push it from the phone to the
A little more than 2 seconds. It's probably more like about 30 seconds to a minute to transfer all the data over to it. But then switching between maps.
Oh, switching between the maps.
It's like,
that's what you were showing me
like
earlier.
0.2 of a second.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yep.
Exactly.
So cool. When your grandma drives her car or whatever, you put it on Valet Mode, you're good to go.
Exactly.
She's good to
or
go.
put it to the way for your kids if you don't want them driving it fast, anything like that.
And you can only do the Valet Mode. The phone has to be close to the car.
Correct. And it's that phone. Oh, and the phone too also has a password protection that locks to that module. So there's no way for somebody else to be able to go and actually like connect in after you've already locked yours in.
So at the Supra meet, when there's a bunch of Supras and they all have this module, they can't mess with each other.
Correct. Exactly.
Like the guy goes to do the burnout and his friend puts him on.
Exactly. There's no way to do that. We thought about that. That was definitely a concern. So yeah, there's no way to do that.
Cool. Well, let's see some results. At the tail end of the video, we will add the dyno pulls, and we'll give you an overview of the app and all that good stuff.
Yep. This is the Power Plug app. We're connected to a module here we just programmed. This is just kind of like our test unit, but it'll be exactly the same as all the other ones. So we can connect to it. Connected to device, connected. It's going to ask for a password, and if you put in the password, it probably will fail because it's the first time. Actually, it's not because we have connected to it already. So you're connected, but we're going to go through, before we do that, we'll show the settings, and then we're going to show reset passcode, setting new passcode. So if we want to do that, and then next thing we can do is disconnect if we want, and you can reconnect. And once you're connected, anytime you come back towards the car, it's Bluetooth, it'll automatically pick it up and reconnect your phone automatically, so you don't have to keep reconnecting and disconnecting. And then right here you have the Valet Mode map, a 91 octane map, 93 plus octane map, and a 100 octane map. And you can switch between them. Just in case, we're going to make sure that we have all current tunes loaded on the actual module. So we're actually going to go through and load each one right now.
The light's flashing red.
Kind of like a little Knight Rider going back and forth.
This
And the red light's blinking there too, letting you know that it's actually transferring data right now. And while we are, so we have this loading tunes from the app, so that way if down the road we need to change the app, update the app, or change a tune that's actually on the car or on the module, we can actually do it through the app. And then as time goes along, we're going to start implementing other things too. We can actually select different maps that you want. So we might have like 6 or 7 different tunes, and then you can select the different 4 that you'd want in those different tune maps. Yeah, so we have Valet Mode. We don't have stock mode on there right now because we did like a 91 octane tune, a 93 plus, so 93, 94 octane, and then like 100 octane, which is really anything like 97 octane and higher. Yeah, if you're like anything's going on with your car at all, and you pull over the side of the road and you know you need to get towed to the dealership, you literally just can pop the hood, unplug everything, and just put it back together, and that's what you're all set. There's no hardware or anything. There's no screwdrivers. There's no nuts and bolts. Nothing.
And there shouldn't be any footprint.
No, correct. Because everything's still showing the same normal boost levels that the ECU would normally see. It's not seeing anything different than it usually would. So now we've loaded all the tunes. All the current tunes are on there, and you can literally just switch between them. See switching tune.
And the light changes just for a brief.
Yep, just for like 2 milliseconds. And while you're changing tunes, don't change tunes while you're driving the car. We recommend just doing it while you're at idle, or just the car in the opposition. Don't do it while you're driving, because it is changing the tune, or the map on the car. But we can go try it out now and see how it runs. The module is called Power Plug, and it's Bluetooth capable, and it has an app that comes with it. The app lets you switch between different tunes on the car. And right now we have 100 octane tune on the car. And it pulls definitely a lot better than stock. So it looks like, yeah, 91 octane, when we baselined it the first time, it was only making about 305, 306, but now Malin came out again. I'm not sure if he filled up with maybe a little bit of different brand fuel or what, or the engine broke in, but now it's making about 320 baseline for 91 octane. And from there, we bumped it up on 91 octane to about 355, 360. We went to 93 octane, like a 93, 94 octane, which you'll see on the East Coast. We're hitting about 380 horsepower, and right now we're on like 100 octane mix, which we really say anything above 97 octane. So that gets you about 400 horsepower, and I think it's like 450 foot-pounds of torque.
And so there's different modes like Valet and all the different octanes and stuff we talked about. What if my buddy has a Supra and he has a power plug? Can he just change my tunes?
No, it can't, because when you first get your module and you plug it in and you connect with your app, we recommend connecting with your app right away. You can connect with it, and then it's going to ask you to set a password immediately, which then locks to your phone, so no one will be able to get in there unless they have your password. So it keeps it pretty secure that way for people messing with your car.
So if my phone was to die, I could log in from somebody else's phone with my password?
Yes, you could.
Awesome.
Or if you have the module in person, there is like a master reset code, but you have to call us to actually get that code for it. You have to provide us the serial number of the actual module itself too.
And so you're going to be coming out, like, as you get more tunes, for example, like bigger turbos, or let's say an exhaust or something like that, and you guys have the capability to tune and add those?
We can do certain things, we can't do everything. So it's obviously just, it's a module you plug into different parts of the car, into the map sensors, and we change the boost that the ECU thinks it's seeing. So if you put like a different exhaust system on the car, we can have a different tune for that. If you do a different intake, we can do that. Different intercoolers, we can do that.
What about flex fuel?
Flex fuel is something we are working on for these cars. That'll be through EcoTech, and it'll still be working with this module too. There'll be more stuff you can add into it later. Yeah, the ECU itself is pretty smart. That's why you're able to actually just add a module in. The ECU knows that it's targeting a certain boost level. And so since you're just changing what it thinks it's seeing, it's trying to still achieve that boost level. When you change altitudes, the ECU knows that it's changing altitudes. It can tell the atmospheric pressure to change. And so it knows how to change the boost with that, fueling with that, timing with that. It's a very dynamic ECU that can do quite a bit.
You've been tuning for how long?
Almost, well, actually 20 years this year.
And you're the #1 tuner with
EcoTech. I'm the #1 independent tuner worldwide for EcoTech. We're gonna pull over here. We're gonna switch to Valet Mode real quick, just so you can see how slow this car really can get. Get the app out. Confirm. Please verify the car is parked and idle. So basically, we don't want you driving around and switching between maps. Usually for that, we usually recommend just turning the car off. Turn it back to the down position. And we're gonna switch over to Valet Mode. Yeah. So I am fully floored right now.
That is slow.
It's probably maybe a little faster than a BRZ. Maybe not even.
That would be actually a really funny race.
This is actually really slower. Wow.
But it still runs like really good. I expected it to like kind of act weird. In my eyes, that's all I figured.
Just fully floored. Alright, there we go. And we hit 60. Yeah, if you want to give it to your kids to drive and you don't want them flooring it, this is perfect mode for them.
Just don't let them know the password.
Exactly. It basically feels like you're just lightly accelerating after the highway. That's basically what Valet Mode feels like. Yeah, that's all it needs. Okay.
Okay, now we know.
So now we know. New trick today. So when you put it in Valet Mode and you try to switch it back to the other mode, like 100 octane mode, and you're doing it while the car is like in on position and you haven't actually shut the car off yet, it'll kind of still stay in like a pseudo Valet Mode. So you actually have to power cycle the engine. And then once you do that, then the car will actually get you the power back.
Like this.
Oh man, that feels good. That car does feel good though. Oh man.
Does it feel tighter suspension wise?
It feels better than last time, yeah. It feels way better. You have the KWs on here now.
Is there anything you would like to add?
Well, actually, one thing though is we are going to be working with EcoTech when EcoTech does release their software, which will probably be right around SEMA this year. And I assume they'll be releasing it with race ROM patch to allow us to do flex fuel on it. We're already working on the flex fuel module for this car, so we should have it at the time that EcoTech releases their software too. And that should allow us to make quite a bit more power.
stock.
Oh man, yeah, right.
Way better, so smooth. Not choppy, just very linear. Yeah, we should get one.
Oh yeah.
No, we should get one. 450 would be nice. Cool. I want to see this thing on the track now. Damn, we do need one now.
Yeah, it's nice.
Imagine. But
Going to lunch
Chick-fil-A.
every day.
I mean, I'm gonna ask Chick-fil-A if they can sponsor us for a wrap or food because we can't afford it. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah,
Spinning tires.
that feels so nice. And it feels so light on the wheels.
Damn traction control.
Would it been easy with it off?
Oh, easy to spin. Any mode I can do it so it's just harsh and good.
Probably hit it once. Maximum traction with reduced chassis stabilization. Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Definitely felt that one.
Oh, that was cool.
Man, you got a cool car here.
He's got a cool car. I thought we were switching for the BRZ.
So you want to trade? Straight up. BRZ, I'll give it to you.
Give you $50 for gas too.
I'll throw an Edelbrock supercharger in.
Not installed though. Lightweight pulley too.
What?
Lightweight pulley too.
Yeah.
Free upgrade. They'll make more power. Oh, this feels nice. That's up there.
That's amazing sound for stock though.
Hey guys, this ends the session for our stage of tuning on the A90. Right now the car is stock turbo, stock everything else except for the suspension. So we wanted to get everything out of the way as much as possible. We finished the whole complete tune on the power plug module. We'll have all the information down below, so check that out. We'll have a link. Stay tuned, there's gonna be some future updates we're gonna talk to you guys about on the EcoTech as well as Flex Fuel additions for this module. Like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. That's all I need. Okay.
Okay, now with him.
So now I know. New trick today.